Here's the deal. You got money. I ain't counting his money, but I'm assuming he has money.
Yeah.
At the end of this year, he will have made $162 million, going all the way back to his rookie contract was nothing in the grand scheme of things. The big deal, obviously, is the money that he just recently received on the contract. So that's $162.
Yep.
Let's say he's probably made $40 million off the field in his career.
I would agree.
So he's probably a $200 million gross guy. He's got some money. You can play now. Okay, on top of that, you go out there and bet on yourself. If you don't like the treatment and the way that they've treated you opposed to other quarterbacks in the league that have similar accolades or even less accolades, but they getting their money with no problem at all, wait it out. They can't tag you, okay? You go get an insurance policy. So the insurance policy is only going to pay you if you can't play anymore. So whatever that number is, you just chalk that up. And you go and you ball out. And you get the big historical money in free agency.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams, and when I say a lot of teams, all you need is two, that will take that quarterback and give him whatever he wants. And he doesn't have to feel like he's being disrespected. It's all about how you feel. It's almost like Paul George felt a certain way about the way the Clippers treated him. And he said, I'm out of it. I don't have time for this.
I mean, they lowballed him, though.
Yeah, but this is, what you think this is with that?
Well, if Dallas offer him, say this. Say Dallas offer him the same as Trevor Lawrence.
We can't even have this conversation.
Why not?
Because why am I taking what Trevor Lawrence is taking?
That means you really want to stay in Dallas.
But do I really want to stay with people that don't appreciate me?
I mean, that's not appreciating you, Ty, for the highest paid per year quarterback.
It's not. I'm gonna get that anyway. It's
yeah,
how
but
you treat me.
But all right. So this is my other point. That money in Dallas is different than that money anywhere else.
That may be true.
You know what I'm saying?
That may be true.
Being the guy in Dallas is different from being the guy in Tampa.
And that may be true.
Or for the Raiders, or over here.
That may be true. I don't know about the Raiders is.
I mean, Raiders got
being
a
in
good
Vegas,
brand, but the
no
brand,
taxes.
Dallas brand is the ultimate brand. Because what you don't make on the field, you're gonna make it off the field.
That's 1,000. It's 1,000%. But if you're treating me,
and then you said, but then this, all right, treating you. It's ways you could come like, we're gonna apologize, Dak. We're gonna offer you this.
Money will make a lot of things go away.
We're gonna offer you the same, but at the same time, you get to stay in Dallas, where you made a name for yourself. You stay with the brand, and then on top of that, you like keys to the city.
I understand.
Think about that. Just staying right there for the same amount of money, and taxes.
Well, you get that in Vegas.
You can get that in Vegas, absolutely. But the brand, off the field. All of that, that's equivalent to going somewhere else.
I understand.
That's equivalent. I feel like that's equivalent. Say $55 million is equivalent to $65 million in New York.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you told me he was getting 55, this is why I got to talk to him, Skip.
Yeah.
But if you told me he was getting $55 million in the middle of last season, then I'd be like, man, you need to take that.
Yeah.
But right now, based on the way that they've treated this situation, the Cowboys, treated this situation, maybe he doesn't feel respected enough.
Right.
That that he wants to stay. I personally am the type of person that if you're treating me this way, it's good, no problem, because I'm good enough that I'm gonna get my money on the open marketplace. I understand the brand, I get all of that. I play for him. I know what that is.
Hamper any ways for the Dallas Cowboys to get better if you take this astronomical number? You know what I'm saying?
Don't fall for it.
I'm not falling for it.
Don't fall for it. They can't get better if you take all the money.
We're hypothetically speaking right now.
The cap goes up every damn year. They can negotiate. The Philadelphia Eagles do it every year.
Yeah.
They just spent whatever record-breaking money, Skip. They paid their quarterback, their receivers, their tackles, their running back they brought in, DBs, linebackers. Like Skip says.
It's like their cap's twice Dallas's.
Yeah. How come they can do it?
And Dallas is the richest franchise in the world.
And the team up north that Dallas keeps losing to, they keep figuring out how to pay people too. That's all.
Okay. If we're just, I'm going to wear two hats here. if I'm just advising Dak Prescott right now and the goal is money and you want to set the record, you just play this out. You say no to any little offer they might make you right now because you're in the proverbial catbird seat.
If you can stay in Dallas with the money.
Okay, but listen, Adam Schefter is exactly right. If he hit the open market after this year, it would depend a little bit on the outcome of the season and how he plays. But if you want to bet on yourself, my problem is right now, if you're betting on yourself, I'm not betting on the team around you because they got worse. I don't care what you say. I don't see it. I don't see the momentum around Dak, the tide that's going to lift all boats.
But see, Skip, even with that, though, if he did anything close to what he's been doing over these last several years.
Okay, then maybe. Even if they lost in the first round of the playoffs and he was second or third in the MVP race like he was second last year, you would hit the lottery because all it takes is one. And there's so many teams as we speak desperate for a quarterback. I just watched the Atlanta Falcons pay Kirk Cousins. I got little to no respect. They paid him 50 and 50, so they paid him a guaranteed $100 million, and they turned right around and took the Penix kid, in the first round. And I'm like, good for you, because you're going to be stuck with Kirk Cousins because they were desperate. Well, if you find an Atlanta Falcons situation for Dak, he'll break the bank, man. And yet, now I'm going to put my other hat on. As a Cowboy fan, then I would say to whoever that team is, buyer beware.
I knew you was going to say
Good
that.
luck to you. Okay, because Dak to me is never going to be more than pretty good. And pretty good is pretty good in this league because there's not a whole lot of pretty good.
Unlike baseball, Skip, baseball, do you give coaches, because in baseball, people don't give the managers the credit. They say, they're good for 8 games, right? In football, do you give the head coaches credit? Do you say that a guy's progress, ability to win, do a lot of different things because the coach puts him in the right position and set him up?
Or the Tony sits around the team, just the team aura.
And the reason I ask you that is, if you leave the Cowboys in the situation that you in with Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett in the past, and you go to a situation where a head coach, can get whatever little bit that is in situational football, put you in the right situations to succeed, you may be having a different conversation.
Maybe.
Because it could be that they dialing up the bad stuff at the wrong time.
Okay, you could be right. But there's been, over time, something missing in Dak Prescott. I don't trust him to go lead this team to a Super Bowl where he can just rise above whatever the talent is around him and go win a Super Bowl. So as a Cowboy fan, I am now applauding Jerry Jones because I told you I went through the whole offseason, night after night, just fearing having to get up in the morning and check on the overnight stories and see that Jerry had given Dak 5 more years. And I was going to, jump out the window,
Was this a nightmare?
Yeah, it was a nightmare because now I'd have to live with it for, some big 5-year extension, and he still may do it. But it's starting to feel like and smell like Jerry is going to make Dak earn whatever it is. And if Dak goes and, I told you yesterday, if he carries this team to a Super Bowl, even if he doesn't win it, it'd be the first time you'd get, heck, they haven't been to an NFC Championship game in almost 30 years. And if he did that, then Jerry could say, well, I'm going to break my bank for you, and you can still make this off the field, and you can still be America's team's quarterback. And he may stay for that just because he'd make Jerry eat it, and he'd win the battle. Okay, that's fine. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I love what Jerry's doing because he's plunging, and he hasn't plunged for a long time. This is high risk. This is tolerance for ambiguity, where you are risking that you're going to lose Dak Prescott, and he's going to make, I don't know, what's break the bank number? 70 million a year?
65.
Yeah, okay. All right. I mean, it could go to 70. That's the number we've never seen before, but...
I don't think anybody's at 60, though, Skip.
Yeah, okay.
That's the problem. To go from 55 to 70...
Okay, but
you would need
to Adam's point, and I think you brought this up, we would never have seen a quarterback this accomplished hit the open market.
Never.
It just doesn't happen.
Never.
Okay? Again, he's not accomplished enough for me. And you can say I'm spoiled rotten, and you're right. I am, because I got spoiled by all those other years, and I just want to see more. I want to be able to trust that my quarterback can go win the game to get to the place. And I don't trust him. I don't see him play at a level where I think we can return to glory with Dak Prescott. I think he was picked in the 4th round for a reason, and he's outplayed that, but he's not that guy. He's just not. He ain't it. And it's as simple as that. So I want it. So I'm happy that Jerry, as he said a couple of weeks back, I want to see more leaves fall. I want to see the fall leaves fall and see what Dak gives us. And then what was the quote yesterday? I want to see him live up to that star, see if he can live up to that star in his helmet. And yeah, he fought himself to pay Dak the last time. It was, if I were Dak, I'd be like, I get the message.
The argument is who the guys at the top, and a lot of them being paid on potential. We know that, Skip. Love, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, are you taking them over Dak? You're taking them over Dak.
So would I take Jordan Love right now?
Maybe Love, Trevor Lawrence.
I would not take Trevor Lawrence. I've never seen Trevor Lawrence. You got me on that one.
Like seriously, I feel like they all in the same boat, because when you look at what that has accomplished, they never won a Super Bowl, but statistically, he's right up there with the best. Second in MVP.
You can keep Trevor Lawrence. I'm not.
Yeah, you can keep Trevor.
I'm with you.
But he's the highest paid.
That's the team. That ain't got nothing to do with his ability.
So I don't understand when Jerry Jones is just like in this chess match with your franchise quarterback, still haven't paid CeeDee Lamb, still got Michael Parsons sitting there waiting, and with the season coming up right around the corner.
I think CeeDee Lamb gets done.
I do too.
Michael Parsons in camp. He's not going to leave. He's there. So he's probably come to the realization that they're probably not going to do anything with him at this point in time, and he needs to do a little bit more. The quarterback is puzzling because when a quarterback has accomplished what he's accomplished in the regular season, Skip, you don't see people let their franchise quarterbacks go at this age.
No.
We're not talking
Still
about
relatively
We're
young.
not talking about Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre at the end, Joe Montana at the end, Tom Brady at the end.
No.
We're talking about in the prime of his career, you don't see it. So clearly Jerry Jones and company must feel a certain way about Dak's ability to get them the way they want to go. I personally don't think that's true. I think he can get them the way they want to go. You got to help him, though. It ain't all on him. Sure. Because if it was all on him, then, they in trouble. All these other guys have got to come to the party. Okay?
All right, what have I told you? And you can laugh all you want at this.
I've already started
but
laughing.
it starts to feel like Jerry is sabotaging Dak to get Shador or whoever they can go get. Because that's a hit the lottery. That's one where you shoot the moon. You go say, I want that kid, because I'm going to start over with that kid, and I'm going to figure out how to get him, and I'll pay whatever it costs.
That would be very.
Now you set the franchise back 10 years.
Exactly. Not only setting them back. Jerry Jones, Skip, and you've known him for however many umpteen years, and I know him
since
he
'89.
Ain't stupid.
That
would be a stupid move to sabotage the season.
Okay, but think of
hope and pray that I go get Dion and his son.
Okay, what is happening right before your very eyes? My team is about to start a rookie at left tackle and a rookie at center, and I can make a case.
But they've started rookies before.
Okay, I'm just saying two at once, and I'm not sure about the left tackle because I've watched him a whole lot, and he's a project. He's 6 feet 8 inches.
Sabotaging Dak.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm just saying, are those not the two most important positions in the offensive line? Is left tackle?
Yeah, but they have. But you in line protection, you make calls to protect those dudes. You call plays to protect them.
Okay, but the center is calling a lot of the protections, and you're gonna risk the rookie center.
I don't know his IQ. I'm assuming he's smart because he's a center.
Third round pick.
I'm sure he's athletic enough to be able to do some things. I'm okay with that.
Okay, they've got the worst running back room to me in pro football, and I feel for Dak because what's the best friend of the quarterback is the running game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and they just don't have much of one. Unless you count Zeke, and I don't. And then CeeDee needs to be catching balls right now from Dak because their wavelength has never been great. It started to get better through the season last year after the 49er debacle, but then they had some breakdown in
In the playoffs.
the first drive of the Green Bay playoff game. And, boy, they fell off the same page quickly. So he's not even there. And I don't know if he's going to be there until game one. I think they'll get a deal done, but knowing Jerry, he'll make it, you know, he'll try to sweat this thing until week one, until the first week comes. My point is, behind him, do I love Brandon Cooks? He's getting up there in age. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, but Brandon Cooks, they need CeeDee Lamb. That ain't going to get it done.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Brandon Cooks is good, but they need CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, but I don't know. It's not, you're just talking about Michael Irvin and Keyshawn. Well, we don't have that, man. You know.
Well, you see CeeDee Lamb, if they can get him in there.
Okay, that's fine.
They get him in enough time to start week one, you'll be fine in the passing game.
But we don't have a high-flying receiver core either. If we're counting on Jalen Tolbert to be our third, I don't know. I just don't love him. And I'm not sure Brandon Cooks is a second right now. He's probably more of a third. But we don't have that. I like Jake Ferguson a lot. I think Dak loves him, so that works. Kind of an overachiever to me, but still, you know, is he Kelsey or Kittle?
Yeah, if you took the field without CeeDee Lamb this year or open the season, then I would tell you you're in trouble.
And the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, you probably gonna go 2-6 and then go 7 and probably go 2-4 to open up the season, then go 2-5 after the bye.
Yeah,
That's probably what's gonna happen because you got to go to San Francisco.
Okay.
If CeeDee Lamb is not available for you on opening day.
Although you had him with CeeDee Lamb going 2-5.
Yeah, but your chances you increase to better odds with him than without him.
I hear you. I sit back and look at what Philadelphia did, and you just say, wow, voila. You know, you did it.
On paper, they certainly have a better team than y'all.
And you love that young quarterback in Washington, and I love what they're doing. The owner is, he's going to be a star.
Right now, based on your roster, you probably got the third best team in the conference. I mean, in the division.
That is correct.
Yeah, but that's all paper.
And
they got to play the game.
I'm not writing off the Giants either. I'm not writing them